Every January, I hear so much talk about resolutions. This year, I'll lose weight, I'll save money, I'll serve God more, or I'll finally start that side hustle that I wanted all this time. But being honest with ourselves, how often do those promises stick? Statistics say most resolutions fail by mid-February, which means 87% of people who make resolution will keep them, at least some of them, within a month of the new year. But only about 25% of people will stay committed after 30 days, and less than 10% will accomplish their goals. But what if there was a simpler, more intentional approach to setting New Year resolutions just by just choosing a single word or phrase to define your year? Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to one of your favorite youthful podcast, and not just youthful but growth boosting podcast. This year brings more and not less. Not less. It brings more blessings, energy, motivation, and joy into all of our lives. And I believe God has given us a new opportunity to accomplish what we were not able to accomplish in the last year, and share stories and thoughts that we weren't able to share last year. I hope you're ready to get at it, because we are almost 8 days into the year already. So let's get it. Let's roll. You know, most, and I say most enthusiastically, say most yearly resolution fail. And I'm backed up by statistics which say 23% of people quit their resolution by the end of the first week. And this resolution failed because of, I think, 4 bigger reasons. And here are my reasons, okay? So don't judge me, here are my reasons. The first thing is that so many resolutions are set on the basis of it is a tradition. Some traditions today are even worse because they tell us to not only rely on perfectionism, but man, goals are supposed to be your vision, like your vision of what you'd like the future to look like, isn't it? Now, maybe not so grandeur, but they should accommodate your reality. If you're just setting a resolution for tradition's sake, I think your motivation will be lacking compared to, goals set because of a need. And then the second reason I think why most resolution fail is because most of us set goals but don't expect obstacles. This means our resolutions often focus on outcomes only rather than habits or system. So if you really think about it, no matter how small or straightforward a goal is, there's always a chance for an obstacle, which means to keep your optimism, you have to identify obstacles and create plans to avoid barriers, which this one will eventually reduce the possibility of setbacks or even failure. And then I think the other thing that leads to failure of this yearly resolution is we somehow love to set vague yearly goals. I mean, no disrespect to your efforts by saying this, but we all need to set goals into challenging, measured, but smaller chunks. Now, data has shown that if you set challenging goals, you'll be motivated to reach them. And goals that are measured will not only show your progress, but will inspire you when you see the data. This will also give you a chance to celebrate small wins when you reach a milestone. Any celebration of a goal will help you to continue pursuing the goal. So don't just go and write, I want to lose weight, and then forget to write the smaller steps towards achieving that goal. It is important because these smaller steps, these smaller things will help you, encourage you towards that bigger goal. And then the last thing is we lack accountability and we are without a deeper sense of purpose, which means it's easy to lose motivation along the way. Now, a couple of studies have shown that people who not only write their goals but set up the way to be accountable for them will be twice as likely to achieve them. Accountability simply means you are responsible to oneself and to someone else to accomplish the goal. Now, there might be many ways you can set accountability, but so far what I know these basic 4 ways. Now, the first thing and the simplest one is just tell a friend. The second thing is create or join an accountability group. And then the third thing you can do is you can use technology like setting measured milestones on an electronic calendar, or even, hire a coach. So instead of, chasing a list of goals, what if you had a compass? Just one word or a phrase to guide your choices, habits, and mindset throughout the year. This word would give you clarity and help you focus on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. All right. So just one word, just one phrase, and it helps you because you are able to chant even this phrase. You're able to remind yourself about this word. It will help you go a long way. Now, for my personal story, I think each year I have a word or a slogan to guide my resolution setting and execution process. All thanks to God for giving me the understanding in 2019 as I was holding my pen to write that year's resolution. Now, I cannot lie. I've always loved setting some sort of goals for the year at hand since the time I began living far from my home. Now, that was around middle school years, and it has been the case until now. But things changed when I sat down on December 27, 2018, when I wanted to set resolutions for 2019. Now, a quick disclaimer here. My resolution can be set even on January 5 when I've already unwrapped the new year from its boxes. Now, on that day of 2018, I recall how just God opened my mind and gave me a hint of a new, simpler method to setting my resolution. Writing a single word or slogan first, followed by the detail, then list down the profit generating projects or things in that year, and then and last year I remember I added the serve section for the year, and finally write the target statement for that year. It goes just like this. Let me show you my you can peek at my resolution diary. So it just goes like I don't know if you can see, but yeah. So this is the year, and I write a little summary here on top. Just write a little summary here on top, and then it comes the slogan part, where, for instance, in 2019 it was just confidential year, and then I try to explain, details, giving the details of what that year should be, blah 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 blah, like 5 lines, and then I have strong motives down here, things that I so much want to accomplish in that year. What am I going to focus on? And then I have profit down here, and then I write my profit things, and then target, what is the last target of that year. And now this is just 2018, but if you look at 2024, things have improved. You can see slogan, detail, strong motive, serve, profit, target. So last year my slogan was in 2024 my slogan was run a good race, and the slogan was run a good race, and the supporting word was just consistency. It reminded me to stay steady with my pursuit of knowledge, service to the fellowship I belong to, words, workouts, my creative projects, and even my relationship. Now, there were days I just wanted to quit, but that one sentence, run a good race. And because I proclaim that that year shouldn't be the same as last year. So that run a good race, that one slogan, it became my anchor. And you can guess by yourself. It worked well because the year is finished, and I have accomplished most of my strong motives. I have achieved this strong motive. And luckily this year, because there are some things I didn't succeed at last year. So this year my slogan is just get better. And the relative one word I expect to use is growth. Why? I think because I want to just focus on becoming a better researcher. I want to become a better servant. I want to become a better leader to my team. And I want to be a good content curator. I want to be a good friend. I want to be a good worker at every task that I'm given. I want to do it very well compared to the previous time. And I just want to be a good giver. And so all of this will eventually you can see it complements the slogan, get better, get better. So all days here I'll just be chanting on my mind, get better at podcasting, at content creation, at my business. I'll just want to get better. So now that you've heard how having a word or a slogan has made such a difference in my life, now we can try and talk about how can we apply this to our own lives now. How can you apply this to your own 2025? Now, the mentioned approach isn't just about setting goals. It's about creating a framework that keeps you grounded and focused throughout the year, even though we're like already 7 days into the year. So here are 9 steps on how you can start creating just your own framework, your own resolution setting framework, and how you can go about this resolution thing for the next 365, 300 maybe 50 something days remaining. So yeah, 300 almost and 56 probably. So the first thing I want you to do is reflect on your values and priorities. You should try and take just a little, if it's not some time, and to sit down and reflect to what truly matters to you. Just try ask yourself questions like, what do I want to focus on this year? What areas of my life need growth or improvement? What brings me joy and fulfillment? And then, this self-reflection will help you identify the values and priorities that should guide your year. Because if you're able to answer these simple questions, then you're able to now get a glimpse of, okay, where am I going? Because the next thing I want you to do is think about what you want to cultivate in 2025. Now you should picture yourself at the end of this year. What would make you feel proud, content, or even accomplished when we are in December again? Do you want to just grow in your career? Do you want to deepen your relationships? Do you want to improve your health or serve more in your community, in your fellowship? Whatever the reason is, because if you visualize the kind of person you want to become, it will help you identify the qualities and actions you need to cultivate towards becoming that person. So you reflected, you know, I want to achieve this, and what type of a person do you want to become? And then it will help you now go to the third thing, which is you are able to now brainstorm words that resonate. Now start writing in this segment. I want you to start writing down words that align with your vision. You want to become a better servant, right? You want to serve your community. So you have a word like, let's say, serve. Other words like focus, balance, courage, health, faith, or just growth, like how mine is growth, are some of the great examples you can use. But your word should just feel personal to you. Don't try and rush this step and then, come out with all blunders and all that. But just give yourself time to find a word that truly speaks to the direction you want to take this year. And then what I want you to do next is choose your word or slogan. Now you've already contemplated on, brainstormed about this, many words and all that. Now choose a word or a short phrase that captures your intentions for the year, that truly defines your intentions for the year, and that you're able to recall whenever you may be faced a circumstance and all that. Because this phrase, it will show that your intentions for the whole year. So this word will be your guiding principle, your compass, right? Just make sure it's something that excites you somehow, and it leaves you feeling empowered, because you should remember that this is your word, so it should resonate deeply personally with you. It's not a community thing, it's not a whatever thing, it's you, so it should resonate with you. And then the next thing I want you to do is make it visible and intentional. The fifth thing this fifth thing that I really want you to do is, after you have chosen your word, write it down and put it just somewhere you'll see it every day. This could be on let's say on a sticky note by your mirror, or as your phone wallpaper, or even as part of your vision board. Because if you keep it at the top of your mind, it becomes a consistent reminder of your focus for the year. So try and put it somewhere, put it in an environment where it's more visible, like at the beginning of your journal or something, or on your phone wallpaper and all that. Because then out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. So try to do that. And then the sixth thing I want you to do is align your goals with your word. Now, use your word as a filter for setting specific goals. For example, if your word is just growth like mine, right? Ask yourself what specific actions can I take this year to grow in my career, my relationships, or my spiritual life? Now, again, break these goals into smaller, measurable steps that will help you stay on track. Because if you look, even me, when I write my strong motives, I write them in single sentences. But those sentences, I put sticky notes and I break those sentences into smaller, measurable steps, smaller things. And then I want you to celebrate small wins. You should try and remember that progress is a journey, not a destination. I know this has been like a sound maybe to your ears, but you should learn to really, and I really mean it, that really celebrate every small milestone along the way that aligns with your word. Whether it's completing a challenging project, improving your fitness routine, or even being consistent with your prayer life. These victories matter, and they will eventually motivate you to keep going. Because if you're able to celebrate these smaller things, then you are able to grasp, even when you fail, even when bigger things come, you're able to grasp all of this, and then it will help you in the next thing I want you to do is try and stay accountable. Accountability is key to staying committed. So try and share your word with a friend or join a community. Let's say if you're trying fitness, you can join the Aussie tribe, on nas.io/Aussie tribe. And there we can encourage one another. Or even start a journal where you track your progress. Now, if you have someone on your corner, or even just a system to keep you on track, this will increase your chances of success. And so the last thing I want you to do after you have taken the accountability step is be flexible and give yourself grace. Bro, even Jesus gave us grace, And so remember that life is unpredictable, and there will be days when you fall short or feel unmotivated. And this, I can assure you, it happens to, I think, even the most productive people. It happens to them. And that's okay. Your word isn't about perfection. It's about intention. So give yourself grace, recalibrate whenever it's necessary, and remind yourself why you chose this word in the first place. Give yourself grace. Remind yourself, encourage yourself with good words and all that. And know that, the grace is upon you. The grace of God is already upon you. So, yeah, try to be to give yourself grace and take yourself with patience, So, as we kick off this new year, I encourage you to reflect, choose your word wisely, and just let it guide you into becoming the person you want to be in 2025. It's not about having long list of resolutions. It's just about having a clear focus and intentionality that brings meaning and direction to your year. And I personally can't wait to hear what word or slogan you choose. So just feel free to share with me on social media if you have a word, or just in the comments below wherever you're watching. If you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, just in the comments. And let's try to hold each other accountable and make 2025 a year of purpose, growth, and transformation. Here goes to one word community, one word, one slogan team. Let's go. Happy New Year to you.